Welcome, I'm Dorian. The word demon actually came from the Greek word daimon, meaning spirits or supernatural beings. Originally, it had nothing to do with evil. In fact, the Greek philosopher Socrates credited his daimon as his inspiration to seek and speak the truth. However, as time passed, the word became associated with malevolence. Eventually, daimon was transformed into demon and adopted its current correlation with evil. When most of us think of demons, we think of creatures with red skin, horns, fangs, hooves, animal-like hind legs, wings, and tails. But these are just images created throughout history, either to scare or to entertain. According to Christian beliefs, demons do not have forms. They are non-physical beings that can take on any shapes. They could appear as cats, snakes, goats, wolves, and dogs if they wish. They could disguise as humans of any age, sex, or race, and could also manifest themselves as the winged angels we are also familiar with. Demons are also sexless. They are neither male nor female. They merely transform into a man or a woman, depending on the individual's preference when they attempt to seduce us. So how many demons are there, and what are they doing? According to the Spanish bishop Alfonso de Spina and his studies, there are 133,316,666 demons. However, Father Candido Amantini once questioned a demon during an exorcism, and it responded, "We are so many that if we were visible, we would obscure the sun." Since their fall from heaven, the army of demons have been focused on one mission: revenge. Their aim is to acquire human souls and to drive us as far away from God as possible. They accomplish this through temptation because of our natural desire for money, material possessions, sex, and power. The reason demons want human souls is because they are eternal and precious. God sacrificed Jesus in order to save humans from damnation. His death allows our souls to enter heaven and reunite with God. The demons want to ruin that plan to spite God and His love for human beings. Demons were once angels, so they do possess special powers beyond human capabilities. Although they are powerful, they do have their limits. They are not omniscient. Each demon is usually specialized in only one specific type of knowledge or skill set. They might petrify people with intimate personal secrets or impress us with unworldly intelligence, but they are not all-knowing. They are not omnipotent. Demons do possess supernatural abilities such as levitation, invulnerability, and extrasensory perceptions, but they are not all-powerful. They are not omnipresent. Lucifer might have the ability to be at multiple locations at the same time, but other demons don't. The Catholic Church separates their powers into two categories: the ordinary and the extraordinary. By ordinary, they mean daily temptations based on greed, lust, and our other desires. And extraordinary means abilities that are more sinister. There are 5 different types of extraordinary powers. First is infestation. Demons make their presence known in your home by moving objects, making noises, appearing randomly, and manipulating your pets and animals in your area. Second is oppression, a long series of bad luck provoked by them affecting your well-being, work, finance, family members, and family life with your complete awareness. Physical manifestation of burns, scratches, bites, beatings that leave bruises, swelling, bloody sores, or bone fractures. Third is obsession. It means aggressive attacks of illogical and compulsive thoughts, either awake or in dreams, that lead to self-inflicted injuries or suicides. Fourth is possession. It is when someone's body is taken over involuntarily by one demon or many. The possession is usually the result of what that person has done in the past. There are 4 signs of possession. Superhuman strength. Speaking in tongues or languages previously unknown to the person. Disclosure of intimate or hidden knowledge about the others in the vicinity. Display of rage, profanity, and strong hostility against religious symbols, text, or places such as the cross, holy water, prayers, and churches. The last and 5th extraordinary power is subjugation, your voluntary acceptance of demons as your masters. Individual demons has its unique abilities, and its powers vary from the others. Because of these differentiations, hierarchies exist in the world of demons. There are 3 hierarchies when it comes to their ranks. The third hierarchy includes former angels of principalities, archangels, and angels. These are the lower level demons. Then comes the more powerful second hierarchy. They were former angels of dominions, powers, and virtues. And finally, the first hierarchy. There were once seraphim, cherubim, and thrones, the highest ranking angels in heaven. But since their fall, they have become the most powerful and the highest ranking demons in hell. Interestingly, there are 7 specific demons sitting at the top of this hierarchy, and they are known as the 7 princes of hell. They are the 7 most powerful demons who rule over the underworld and all the demonic legions. Each prince represents one of the 7 deadly sins, with Lucifer as their leader. Lucifer, Satan, and Beelzebub are often thought of as different names of the same demon. However, there are 3 separate beings. Lucifer is the emperor of hell, with Satan and Beelzebub being 2 of the 7 princes and his subordinates. He also represents the deadly sin of pride. It was his pride that led him to challenge God in the first place, which created a war in heaven. Before his fall, Lucifer was one of the most intelligent, beautiful, powerful, and perfect angels ever created. He was called the Light's Bringer. He believed he should be sitting on the throne of heaven, being worshipped, right next to God instead of Jesus. When God decided to discuss the future of all humans in the universe with Jesus and not him, Lucifer became furious. He gathered the angels and proposed to overthrow God in order to create a new order in heaven with him on the throne. Close to half of the angels agreed to join him, while the others refused. When God realized Lucifer's rebellion, he summoned all the angels together and confronted Lucifer openly. He admitted his intention to overthrow his creator, and the divided forces of heaven went to war. Ultimately, Lucifer lost and was banished from heaven. The angels who sided with him were also cast out. These were the angels who would later become the 7 princes of hell and the demons that dwell in the underworld. Representing the deadly sin of wrath is Satan. He was the snake that tempted Eve to bite the fruits of wisdom in the Garden of Eden. He has always been a powerful demon, but it is believed he gained more power from the sins of Adam and Eve, along from the death of Jesus. Despite being depicted as an enormous red dragon with 7 heads, 7 crowns, and a giant tail, he is rather creative. He's the one who invented witchcraft and thus the creation of witches, warlocks, and magic. That's why he is also known as the demon of witchcraft. Asmodeus, the demon of lust, and the demon of revengers and wickedness. He is in charge of the entire army of demons. One can say he's the two-face of hell. When he wants to be, he can be charming, handsome, light-hearted, humorous, and well-mannered. But when he becomes angry, he grows 3 heads, one of a sheep, one of a bull, and one of a man with a human torso, with brightly feathered rooster legs and a snake for a tail. Many centuries ago, he fell in love with a woman named Sarah. Their love affair didn't end with happily ever after, since he was a prince of hell and she was a mortal. When Sarah eventually had to marry, Asmodeus slaughtered every man she would call a husband. Each one was killed on their wedding night for trying to consummate their marriage. He is spiteful, strategic, cunning, and deceitful. Leviathan is the demon of heresy representing envy, who appears in the form of a giant sea serpent. He is also known as Hellmouth, the gatekeeper of hell. He is so gigantic, his mouth is the actual gate itself. He would devour any damned souls and swallow them into the underworld. He is considered, on the physical level, to be the most dangerous of all demons. He is impossible to defeat by any humans or spiritual beings except God, due to his indestructible hide. There is no single weapon on earth or in heaven that can damage his skin. He can breathe fire through his mouth that incinerates everything in sight. And he can produce extremely foul odor that is poisonous, killing anyone who inhales it. Beelzebub is the demon of false gods and represents the deadly sin of gluttony. Long ago, he portrayed himself as golden deities in order to convince people he was noble, powerful, and worthy of being worshipped. It seems he has developed a dark sense of humor, because when he's summoned today, Beelzebub appears as a giant fly, specifically the type that swarm around the rotting corpses of plague victims. He has another title, Lord of the Flies, partly due to one of his 2 specialities, flying. He also favors possession. He was involved in some of the most famous cases we all know, like Annalise Michel, the girl who inspired the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and the possessions of the witches in the Salem witch trials. Mammon, the deadly sin of greed, is also the demon of tempters and ensnares. He is obsessed with gold. Even when he was an angel, he would constantly stare at the gold pavements in heaven, and he would rarely look at those who were speaking with him. Mammon has incorporated his love of gold into his work of corrupting humans. He enslaves people by manipulating their hearts and minds to focus on their appetites for wealth and possessions. Slowly, people would lose focus on everything else like their family, friends, and their faith, except their obsession in getting more money and treasures. Belphegor is the demon of the opening and the deadly sin of sloth. He loves laziness and procrastination because they deter people from reaching their goals. He corrupts humans by inducing lethargy. He also persuades people to seek wealth and fame, though not through actual work, but to utilize other means instead, whether legally or illegally. Belphegor is symbolized by the phallus and prefers offerings such as absinthe, erotic pastries, and excrements. He is associated with the demonic number, Belphegor's prime, which contains the number 666 in the middle and begins and ends with 1. Its symbol is an inverted pie, with its first appearance in the mysterious Voynich manuscript. Belphegor is believed to be Hell's ambassador to France and currently resides in Paris. The rest of the demons fall under the leadership of the 7 princes, working for them. They are further categorized into different species of demons according to their specialities. For example, Fates, who alter destiny, Poltergeists, who cause mischiefs, Incubi and Succubi, who stimulate lust and perversion, Marching Hordes, who act as war-bringers, Familiars, who assist witches and warlocks, Nightmares, who disturb sleep through bad dreams, Demons formed from human semen, and many others. So what are demons attracted to? What increases the likelihood of demonic possessions? What is the relationship between them and the occult? What are the other demons like with their unique appearances, characteristics, abilities, and preferences? We will explore those topics at a different time. Thank you for watching.